Well, lads, the world might seem a little bit different here. We're going to be playing as Andalusia today. This is the world of 876, the starting date of Crusader Kings 3, which is why you might recognize it. Yeah, I don't like looking at it. I'm not gonna lie. Over here we have obviously West Francia, Lotharingia. We have East Francia. We have the split states of England. One thing is that this man is gonna be pretty pleased, King Aela, that he's not getting taken out by the Norse Great Heathen Army. I love the fact the characters are still there. So Bjorn seems like a bit of a refined gentleman. You have the Prince Aela there, half Dan. Oh, his religion is mildly Jewish. Like 0%, but it's still more than anything else in there. The Byzantines are around. Interestingly, the Arabians, Baghdad being a population center at this point, do not have any kind of population. The Egyptians, on the other hand, also don't. Okay, I wonder where the most population is. Obviously, there's not going to be that many in the world, but Carthage is a thing, apparently. Okay, we've got 15 million here, 25 million in these two, 14 million, 10 million, and we have 25 million over here. So yeah, today we're going to be seeing if we can't arrest the Reconquista and push up a little bit and see if we can't avenge the Battle of Tours. Those of you who don't know, I think that was in the year 732. Charles the Hammer Martel stops the Muslim advance into France, likely halting the Arab and Muslim conquests into Europe. Unfortunately, there's a lot of racial significance placed on that, which is obviously ridiculous. Like one group of people invades another group of people, as has happened historically, thousands and thousands of times, and people go mental. In the modern age, of course. Right, now, moving away from racial politics, we have a deficit of tools we need to fix, some decent natural resources we should have access to, a bunch, iron, coal, lead, all that sort of stuff. We're triggering the Industrial Revolution a couple of years early. By a couple, I mean about 1,000. Okay, we don't have any paper, don't have any tools. Do we not have a single tooling industry? Okay, right, well, we're going to need, obviously, a lot of those. Let's get 5. Let's get things going. My temptation is to go after them immediately, the little states. France might side against me. Interesting. All right, we're going to have to build up a little bit first because France does have 80 battalions because, yeah, it's France. We're losing 14k. See what we can do about that. We also are using only basic construction. Maybe this is too many. Let's just go for 2 and then I'll switch them over to crude iron. Pig iron, sorry. Do you have any iron mines? Okay, we're going to need some iron mines. I'm going to have to build this economy from the ground up. Okay, that should help with the shortage of tools. Come on, get rid of the deficit. I know that doesn't make sense, but if we switch over to pig iron tools instead of crude tools, then we'll use iron instead of logs, thereby lessening the load a little bit, which is going to be useful considering we don't actually use iron in our construction. We only use wood, which is why wood is kind of expensive right now. All right, we are going to be losing money for a while here until I can make wood cheaper. I'll be iron gone. So let's switch over to... Where are you? In fact, let's wait for it to tick up a little bit. Don't know where the iron mine is. Oh, great. Serfdom's not happening anytime soon. I suppose it is the 9th century, technically. Here's what I'm going to do. Bump up taxation, because I can't afford to go into debt right now. Try again later. We go straight to agrarianism? Don't we need... I'll take it. All right, let's switch you over to pig iron tools. Create a demand for the tools to make them more valuable. And let's get some clippers so that we can get our fishing industry, which apparently is already established for some reason, up and running. And we're going to sit here and slowly grow the economy. You can see the slight dip we took. We have a shortage of iron, but that'll be resolved once. Resolved. Look, it's early in the morning for me. Be resolved once this happens. There you go, full employment. And once we get the atmospheric engine, that'll be good. Because the one thing Valencia has is coal mines, which, if you've ever seen me play as Tunis, I get very frustrated by the lack of coal mines. More specifically, the fact that Spain never actually creates them, which kills me inside. Also, we've dropped like 9 places since I took charge of this country. Time for a quick... Clash Royale is a game you've doubtless heard about. But in case you haven't, this is a game about strategy and deck building. You build your own battle deck and use it to outplay your opponents in real-time battles. There are leagues and global tournaments, so you can compete for the title of best in the world. There are even seasonal events and items such as tower skins and magic. Additionally, you can test your skills in the periodic challenges. If you're amongst the lucky few with actual friends, you can form a clan with your buddies. This enables you to share cards with one another and take on other clans for huge rewards. If you fancy a game and want to help out the channel, check out Clash Royale today using my link in the description. Thanks again to Clash Royale for sponsoring this video. Who are the great powers? France, Italy, Byzantium, Germany, Khazaria, Lotharingia, Bulgaria. That makes sense. You is a bigger power than me. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think that these kingdoms would do quite well, considering, population centers. I'm loving these new, sound effects I'm hearing. I'm wearing the headphones for the first time. Why am I wearing the headphones? I just realized I never wear headphones for these videos. I don't. It's not a multiplayer video. It's not a Discord video. I don't need to listen to things. I was just shocked. It surprised me that that there was sound in the game because I was like, oh, I've never heard that sound before. Yeah, because I've never had the headphones. Oh god, that might be the stupidest thing I've ever said. Okay, good job, Laith. Anyway, there's the clippers. So let us create a demand for them. Head over to our fishing wharves and get fishing trawlers. Wood and fabric are cheap. I'm going to do this early, where I'm going to create a singular coal mine and a singular steel mill. And we'll see if we can't flip over to steel tools immediately. Because if we're going to be going after France, we're going to need to do something real quick. Let me check. Do we start as isolationist? We do. Okay. That'll be good because the AI doesn't know how to handle. Currently the 16th largest economy. GDP per capita is 123rd. My god, is it miserable to live in this country. 100. Do you know how bad that is? I want to see this ranking. The game's freaking out when I click on maps, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm trying to find, like, where does that rank me? Because I'm pretty sure that makes me worse than all of these states over here. Oh, no, wait. 470 states. It's a wonder it's moving as fast as it is with 470 states being simulated. My thinking is if I can switch over to steel tools now, then I can switch my construction over to iron and not have to, like, balance out my industry. Because you can see tools are quite undervalued, and that's because iron's expensive. So if I flip it over to steel, create more of them cheaper. That's the idea. I could be wrong though. Okay, there's the steel mill. So we'll switch our tools. I can't. I haven't invented mechanical tools. Where's mechanical tools? Damn it, Laith. God, I'm gonna get stomped by France in this rate. Standard cat cam. This has become a little bit of a constant on the channel now. One thing I like to do, because the cat will just sit here, and she's quite happy. I might just get to stay like this. Oh, we've got agrarianism. Isn't that great, cat? Good job. Does mean that we don't have any bureaucracy. Ooh, my Texans. Ooh, no. Are we able to get dye plantations? Fortunate cat, otherwise our clothing industry would be great. Okay, well, let's go ahead and grab ourselves. I want to get a sulfur mine. I'm really trying to build the efficiency from the ground up. So what you can do with paper is you can get sulfur paste, or I don't know what it's called. There's a process and you can make more paper. Usually you'll get the paper industry set up first and then you'll transition slowly. I'm going to build up all the foundations from now, even though it's going to lose me a lot of money. So my economy is going to grow slowly at the start and then expand real quick. Meantime, do you think we could pass this? I'd make less money from a better tax law, really? First time I've seen that. Probably because of our tax waste. My return to bureaucracy is not. And I was about to go for charity hospitals, which would have made it worse. Also, we've dropped down another place. I am looking forward to the release of 1.2. I've seen good things so far. Grab steel tools. You know, iron is worth a lot less. So go ahead and get sulfite pulping. And after intensive agriculture, we'll get atmospheric engine. And then we can start doing some good stuff. Okay, so that's our industry all set up. Now we can focus on the domestic side of things, like furniture. It's very much a planned economy, this. Hence all the little dips as I change things around and switch them over. Italy's taken on Pelamork. What the hell is a Pelamork? Delamork? I think it was a rune, not a P, but like a TH, I think it is. I don't know why I don't have declared interest. I've got two options here, right, in terms of my future conquest. I kind of want to conquer France, avenge Tours, but I think what I'm going to do is unite Iberia first, right? Go for the Umayyads. Switch out to Laith. Oops. Well, people are about to starve. What just happened was I switched this stuff over to enriched, soil-enriched farming, which requires fertilizer, which usually you have, in my defense. But in this case, we do not. Oh, he is producing it now, which is good. Need 108 buy orders. How much does each one produce? Yeah, we're going to need a few more of these. The upside is that because of agrarianism, they're being paid for. Well, they were being paid for. Now we're paying for them. 14k in unrealized taxes. Yeah, we've got to fix that at some point. But I also don't want people to starve. So let's fix the fertilization thing. This is very, like I said, I'm going to look like a massive idiot if I don't, like, if my economy doesn't suddenly explode. Because this is all very meticulously planned. It might not seem like it, but it is. Come on, we keep producing fertilizer. The reason I'm doing this and not just chemical plants, which potentially could be smarter, is for two reasons. The first is that livestock ranches also produce fabric, which is quite an expensive good for us, particularly because we use it in construction, as well as meat, which is quite good for a variety of food. The second reason is because I didn't think about it. The second reason might be the actual reason. The first one's just one I came up with. Yeah, okay, professional army is not happening. Alright, there's the livestock ranches done. Also, livestock ranches use tools, which is going to be useful because, you know, that's our industry right there. And we're starting to get an uptick now. You know, the categorical dips. All right, I'm now going to switch over to iron frame building, which is going to mean that we're going to have a deficit of iron by 179. Should have waited until atmospheric engine. This is a massive mistake. I've made a huge error. Oh, God. Yeah, our economy was not ready for iron frame building, so I had to switch it back. It wasn't even slightly ready. I had such massive issues. I was losing about 30,000 a week. Right, do you reckon we're ready to transition over? 300 more iron, that's the issue. 300 more iron. Tools we can handle. How much iron do we have right now? 80. So we have to trip our iron output. Okay, do this. That's 100 more. This gives us 180 more services. Brilliant, but I'm pretty sure coal is going to be in short supply. Yeah, we need 130. We have 37. So let's start fixing that. 4 more of those. Start building up this buffer here. So I'm going to give switching our construction laws over. Try. I'm going to start heading towards skirmish infantry. So we seem to have managed it, the pivot, which is useful. Despite the fact that our GDP is mildly jumped off a cliff slightly. Very small. This is a tiny cliff. And our budget is very much the highest possible national tax and national tax. Why don't I just get this? Don't solve a problem. It's not enough. God, our people are poor. Be richer so I can tax you more. Oh my God, I'm a government. Wait, no, taxing the rich doesn't really sound like a modern government. And there's the political joke. God, I used to watch Laith back when he didn't talk about politics. I don't think that counts as talking about politics. To be fair, I did start the video by talking about the Battle of Tours and its relation of like people adopting it as sort of like a herald, which I think is really strange to just adopt like a different people's. I think it's really strange to adopt any historical battle as like a platform for your success. Whether you're like, oh, 1453 when we conquered the Romans, or like 732 when we stopped the Arab advance. It's just kind of weird. Just it's a cool thing that happened in history in terms of just a battle, you know. Not like the wanton death and destruction. That's not cool. I can feel myself about to go on a tangent here, so I'm gonna try and pull it back to Victoria 3. And more specifically, the fact that my people don't have any chairs to sit on. So I had to interrupt my recording session to take receipt of the best package anyone has ever received in the history of postage. Let me explain what it is. So it's this. A bunch of cans, right? What is in these cans? Well, what is in these cans is food, right? From Tunisia. So my aunties, who are currently in Tunisia, have sat down and they have, with Tunisian ingredients, cooked me home-cooked Tunisian food. And because Tunisia obviously has a large immigrant population, so a diaspora across the world, there's an entire industry dedicated to, you can literally say, here it's called grandmother, an entire industry dedicated to taking food that is cooked by members of a family, canning it, and then sending it abroad. I'm so happy about this. To people living, like Tunisians living abroad, and so my aunties have I'm so excited. They've cooked me. I'm actually gonna get emotional. They've cooked me like home cooked Tunisian food with like Tunisian ingredients and sent it all the way across a continent. And I'm so excited. It's been so long since I had like home cooked. Like okay. So I can cook Tunisian food, and I like cooking Tunisian food, but it's, as those of you who are in touch with their cultural cuisine will know, it's different when you can get your hands on the actual ingredients from the country. Also, 92.4% is the highest that I've ever seen for a proposal. There we go. So yeah, I'm so excited. It's just like a little bit of home, you know. Like I said, it's been a long time since I went to Tunisia, so it's really nice to have that, and like my aunties are great for going to all that effort to, you know, send me food across a continent. Oh, it's so cool. And there are a lot of issues with how colonialism has unfolded in our world. In fact, I studied it at uni level. I mean, even studying it now. But this is one of the good things. This is one of the incredible things. What I'm about to do to the Iberian Peninsula, not so much. Bad things are gonna happen. But for me, in the modern day, recording it, I mean, it's not too bad at times. We are gonna upgrade. Might seem a little bit odd, and that's because it is. But I do want an abundance of this natural resource stuff, so then I can go ahead and get a steel industry properly up and running. Each one of these produces how much? 80 tools, and we need 120, so 2 should do it. 3 potentially. I should probably get it done before the tooling workshops as much as I want the manufacturers as much as I want them done. Better idea. Just want to start bringing this number down as far as possible. We can do if we continue with our government. All right, looking to the wider territories now. How am I going to go about this? Asturia seems to be our best shot. 21 battalions though, and we have a grand total of 43, which isn't bad, but I'm concerned about the French. The French might not give up 97 and 107 for the French. That's still giving me some tax waste. I don't know that you're giving me tax waste though. Okay, that's all military stuff. That's because tools and paper. Abayer is in turmoil. Why? I'm gonna start going canneries because we do have fish. People want liquor. That means food industries will do quite well. Fairly certain we have an excess of grain as well. Okay, chat with us a little bit. So why it's red? Red implies an unhealthy economy. Doesn't make sense considering I can just do this to make money. So the game is freaking out a little bit for no reason. But why are you in turmoil? I don't get it. You're part of my land. 42% turmoil. What the hell's going on here? Okay, it's the laborers who are struggling. Why? Why are you struggling, huh? Why does he keep resetting to the top? Okay. Yeah, most of your money goes on booze, and the booze is expensive. Okay, so food industry's going, and that will create alcohol. And then they can drink that. Rather strange given, you know, the proportion of Sunni lot. I don't know that the Sunnis count as non-drinkers, but they should. You know, for the most part at least. Put 2 more of those. Now Andalusian Navarre is in turmoil. Why? Are you? Oh my god, that is the smallest little sliver. Okay, so you're overall struggling. The 100% Catholic is the laborers that are struggling. Okay, the peasants are struggling as well. Have a look. Why? Again, it's alcohol. 12k expenses per week, and your net income is 800. So how much do you bring in? Wages, dependent wages. Okay. Nice. I mean, hey, look, if your income's higher than your expenses, then you're okay. And we're sort of concerned about the food industries. We want to switch over to patent stills. So we need glass and sugar. I'm going to bet that we have the ability to make sugar. Let's go ahead and make those into sweeteners as well. We get the full range of what we need. Canneries is turning up. Okay, so what do we need here? We need glass, we need sugar. How much sugar? Glass of luxury goods, 60. How much does each one of these produce? 30. So we need 2 of those. Probably a third one as well when those are built. And then we're going to need some glass works. Okay, a bit more of a complex economy here. Bear in mind when we're building plantations and such, the agrarianism of our economy a few favors. But now you can start to see the economy. We had a couple of dips here, but we are starting to smooth out. Our GDP going above 1 for the first time. It does look like Ryukyu is the best place in the world to live. You have to imagine these nations over here would be doing very well indeed. You know, all they need to do is get colonialism and then they've just got all of West Africa. Dude, I want this to be made into a full-on mod so badly. It'll be a lot of fun. Because for me, games like CK3 and EU4 have a tendency to, I don't want to say ignore, but like economic output is such like a crucial driver of human history. And it's just completely ignored. For the most part. I mean, you've got buildings in EU4 and buildings in CK3, but they're not like dynamic economies, and I think that's a really crucial part of the game, or at least to me. It's what makes playing tall actually, you know, a thing. 182 liquor. That's just 2. All right, there's our canneries. Go over to that. I'll start making some fancier furniture. I'd love to make some cloth and sewing, but we don't have any silk. Do we have silk plantations potentially? How much are we going to need for the fancy clothing? 60. How much do we produce? 20. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Baking powder. Need more sugar. Start creating some religious schools. I'm pretty sure our literacy is going to be pretty bad in comparison to most of the world. We afterwards want to start improving our standard of living. But I think the turmoil is, nope, it's still the same. They're still in turmoil. Turmoil is something I've just never been able to figure out. I need to devote some time to it. Maybe someone can explain in the comments below why this lot are in turmoil, because I personally have no clue. I don't get it. Go over to craftsman sewing. Let's see, what are we short of now? Pretty basic stuff, really. Some steel. Let's throw some steel in. What I would like to do is free services somehow. Market square should do it. And we need 50 more glass. A sugar shortage as well? Do, okay. We need another 90 sugar. We're going to become an unrecognized regional power. Oh no. Damn, the French GDP! That's like double the growth that I had. I've pulled back our income. I built a bunch of... Slouching so much, I'm very tired. I built a bunch of plantations, both silk and sugar, to maintain GDP on point, whilst also reducing our deficit, which has gone quite well. Could jump straight to proportional taxation, which would be huge if we were to select it. Oh, French GDP keep... Oh, it might have stalled out a little bit. Oh, Wessex. GDP-wise, who has the best GDP in the world? I mean, obviously, there do be the Chinese, the Great Tang with 186 million. No one's getting close to that. It is the French. We've got the Northern Indians as well with a decent amount. Aquitaine, which is, of course, ruled by the French, also having a steady increase. Yeah, everyone's doing quite well. Germany with one of the highest GDP per capita on Earth. Yeah, I mean, ours seems to be skyrocketing more now. We are definitely climbing up some places. Well, number 15. Top 10 is what I'm aiming for, and then we can start making some moves. Go ahead and grab baking powder. That's a little bit, although it does use more sugar. I feel like gives us a good excuse to keep building up our amount here. For example, if I build 1, 2, 3 here, you can start to see I was able to build up a stockpile of cash. Yeah, we're lucky on 19.2%. It'd be very fortunate if we are. Number 14 GDP now. Comforting to know that I'm mildly better than the higher. It's a cool flag. Actually, I want to start looking at these flags. Italy boring, France boring, Brittany boring. These aren't great. Cornwall obviously has their standard flag. See, Great Moravia is cool. Silesia is looking crisp. Polania bad. Chelmno okay. So we'll see the texture differences. I like this flag. That also looks kind of cool. It's going to be one of this lot that I have the coolest flag. That's quite good. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, just flag spotting now. Just not sure how we're going to get the services. Obviously developing urban centers, which is what I'm trying to do. Steel frame buildings are a while away. I mean, not really much I can do. Maybe electric streetlights. As far as electricity generation, which I'm a little while off, quite a while off. In the meantime, let's just keep focusing on, oh god, silk. We need 120 silk and another 60 silk. Right, and I think immediately after this, we're going to start to, ugh, that's a shame. We're going to start to build up our military complex. So for that, I want to shift over to skirmish infantry. What's with the breech loading artillery? Pretty sure it's the next, isn't it? No, that's quite a while away. Okay, well we can make sure we have a munitions plant, and I'm hoping that places like France won't have that sort of domestic industry, because he's got a lot of glass, which I'm surprised by. What else have you got here? Chemical plants. Dude, an espionage system in this game would be so good. That'd be so amazing in Victoria 3 if you could have espionage. Oh, corporate espionage. He does have a munitions plant. That is interesting, but not a chemical plant. He does have a chemical plant over here, but not to the degree in which it's necessary to produce. So let's see, do you have conscription, guys? You have line infantry, 35, 45. What are we lacking? Small arms and artillery. 43, 43, 26. We're gonna need 2 of these. We're gonna need a munitions plant. We'll also put that in Western Andalusia, and a chemical plant. Presumably 2 of those. Shift over the army to skirmish. Let's hope for proportional taxation. Be useful, but no one is trading. Unless, of course, and this might sound strange, but what if I attack over here, or like over here? Because you do have dye plantations, and I have declared interest. Only 1. That does mean I could nip in over there. Don't believe you're going to have any sort of navy. This is kind of a bit all over the place. I think that's the way we go. Right, I've mobilized fully in the hopes that that'll happen. Because, yeah, it turns out they had like 40. Yeah, there was no way we were going to be able to beat that, so we got rather fortunate there. Okay, railways are done. It's going to take it 21 years. We need infrastructure now, so let's build some of that. 10 engines. Does give us access to dye. 272. Perfect. We'll also upgrade everything else that was here as well. Finally had a university. That's nice. Look, it's just a bit colonialism a bit early, really, isn't it? Well, I suppose it depends on your definition of colonialism. Because, like, the, rise of Islam, the Arabs, technically, you can argue that they colonized these areas because they supplanted the ruling class with ethnic Arabs and then ruled from there. And were so successful that people like me consider myself to be half Arab. Despite coming from Tunisia, which has a majority Berber. Well, Arabized Berber. Culture and race start to intermingle. Although me personally, if you're looking to, I don't know why I'm starting to describe my like genetic history, but if you break down like the Tunisian half of me, it's like a massive like mix of Tuareg and Bedouin and Berbers and everything else. So a lot of different groups, a bit of a mess really. It's also like very slightly sub-Saharan African. I know you can't tell. Also partially like some other weird ethnicity dotted around the place. You can only assume. Okay, for some reason I thought that I was about to be murdered by the Great Tang. But yeah, you can only assume that it's because the Arabs used to raid, or at least the North Africans and the Berbers used to raid quite a bit. So potentially they brought in a bunch of people. Alternatively, a lot of merchants. I mean, I know which story I prefer. I don't think Tang is going to be able to deliver anyone. Because this is the Chattergram Peasant Revolt. My main issue at this point is the fact that if this lot revolt, I'm kind of screwed. I say kind of, I'm just screwed. GP-wise, we have jumped up to 5th. I can only imagine it's because I just annexed a rather significant section of the world economy. Yeah, this was 10 million GDP I just took. So, not bad. Didn't realize it was that significant. I just saw its size. We got very fortunate they backed down. I think that's just because, again, of our skirmish infantry. Alright, as such, let us begin the conquest. Technically, we could force... Ah, interesting. You have a lot of links, don't you? Defensive pacts, puppets, personal unions, alliances, personal obligations. Damn, Germany's done well. Literally adopting the mantle of the HRE. Going to begin the conquer. Our troops are very good. It all depends on if the French get involved. Starting from here, you need to be careful. There we go, they're back down. Alright, time to call this stuff. It's gonna take 21 years? Dude, this is basically our homeland. 231 coal is what we need to focus on next. And need, apparently, tea? Alright, what's it here? Is it worth... Yeah, they've got an arms industry and some fertilizer and some food industry. So it is worth propping this place up. 3. And we're gonna need another engine. I'm deeply upsetting about the fact that you can constantly be chasing this sort of stuff. I need 90. But you'll never quite reach peak in any of it. Started to catch up to France's GDP. Come on, landed voting, 75%. There we go. Finally. God, that took a while. Theoretically, how much taxation capacity do I have? And do I need to get? I need 1,058. I currently have 221. I need 80 of these. Well, no time like the present. No, that would bankrupt me. And only give me 12k in unrealized taxes. So potentially not the most efficient use of my time. Having said that, I do need 4 of these. I need 10 at least. How much of an increase is that going to cause me? Let's have a look. 10. Need government resources. Need 100 paper. What's my current paper at? Minus 110. So we need about 200 paper. Alright, that gives us the path to breach loading artillery. Which is what I've been waiting for this entire time before we go on a little bit of a mental conquest. And by that I mean crazy conquest, not like a mental dominance thing. You can only imagine the terror that these individual states are feeling. Alright, I am going to begin to start to take out a few of these smaller states. I'm hoping that I have split states with most of these. Okay, I've got one there. I have, I suppose, one with Cutaline, but that's going to be horrible. Ah, well, we get our first taste of conflict. Don't see what the French are going to do, but yeah. I'm intentionally not getting an admiral because I'm not ready for that yet. Do we have ironclads? Do not believe. No, we don't. So that means my navy doesn't leave. What the hell is he going to do? Alright, we go to fight the French, apparently. In the first battle. See. What? You're Muslim? No, but your leader is Ulian Ramlid. Seems pretty Muslim to me. Way better than mine. Right, we now have racial segregation. Which is a sentence that I shouldn't say with, but it is better than what we had before, which was national supremacy. So when you think of it like that, it's a better thing. There we go. We win. Split state we can steal. So is this. Let us press the attack. If the French join that. I think the inner states, I'm intentionally going for the inner states now. Because the French side with them, like, there should be some sort of malice for France. Because technically they are losing the wars. Alright, they're back down. Nice. Now let's go after Syria. Not to be confused with Syria. Just Syria, but in Arabic. Not really, because it means that I have to conquer 2 states. And there's no way you don't back down, so I'll see you in 5 years. Have a census suffrage, see if we can't get the intelligentsia in. Start to liberalize Andalusia. Bear in mind, our population is 23 million, we've got 7 million radicals. Not sure why, considering the current situation. Ain't bad, chief, so I don't know what they complain about. Everywhere's in turmoil, standard, despite the fact, again, people are eating and living good. Are you really going to fight this? I mean, I'd prefer it if you did. Go on, fight it. Go on. Dare you? No. This one's tricky. Because if France get involved in this one, we have an issue. Well, I have a truce with France. Does that mean you can get involved? I don't know why people want tea so badly. We're an isolationist society. They never had it. We can't import it. Wow, 16%. I will take that. See if we can't switch this. Are you? Not this. This. That's fair. I need industrialists in government. I can make happen. And I can shift my laws such that we're able to sell abroad. But I don't know that anyone would buy our things. And everyone else will be isolationists as well. Right, well, let's see if we can't push interventionism. Right. Now we're going to focus on the little ones. Things like motor engines, that sort of stuff to float. Because I have a feeling all of those things will catch up on me. I'm not careful. Glass, I've got a deficit of 100. So I can go ahead and create crystal glass. Sure, we'll go crystal glass because we're probably going to need that later. What's the deficit? 193. Oh god, I never changed all this stuff. see the French GDP. We're now number 3. We are running down the French slowly, but not fast enough for my liking, given the fact that we have a much larger population. And we still have 16 million to make up. They are the #1 global power. Start to damage our mutual relations. Yeah, you're not going to be around for much longer. We are going to finish. Now we can start the proper attacks as we switch ourselves. Ooh, we can switch ourselves over. Shrapnel artillery. Does mean we have a deficit of ammunition. We need another 50, which is 2 ammunition. Cross-border investment. No. God, no. 16, so we need 30. They need to be concentrated around the same area. Iberian HQ, that's all of this area. We are going to have a field day. Ladies and gentlemen. Do manage to achieve interventionism. And you can start to see our profits have skyrocketed. I'm going to build a ton of this stuff. Railway here, railway here. Where else need a railway? On Bengal. So why? The population does give us a lot to work with, and we'll switch over to much more friendly government. Start to see our machinations come to fruition as all these naval bases begin to bear fruit. What isn't bearing fruit is you. What do you need? Sugar. What's wrong with our sugar? We need another 350. Each one of these provides... Oh, God, we need... All right, we're coming back for more, specifically the rest of your land. Go back down. Brilliant. Now, we clean up the rest of you here. Truce until December. Oh, well, it's convenient. That's this year. Oh, they back down even with French help. That is interesting. That means the AI thinks I'd beat France in a fight. 1.6% chance it passes. Chemical plants are finding that sulfur is expensive. I can see that. Yeah, we need another 180 sulfur. I think our GDP may be about to pass the French. They'll say they're 17 million away. I have an idea about the Bulgarians. What the hell happened to you? How are you catching up to me? Dude, Bulgaria, what? I do have the improved AI mod, and the AI seems to be understanding how these economies work and is taking great pains to try and put me in the dust. We do have the #4 worldwide in terms of literacy. I'm going to build a bunch more troops as we're going to go after Asturias and Navarra in order to formalize, well, not the Reconquista because we haven't been reconquisted. Just formalize our hold over the region, I suppose. Okay, we've done path to liberalism. Really want to get springtime in the people. I think it's fun. Need to get rid of the monarchy now. Get this lot in, and we're going to go ahead and drop taxes to the minimum. Should give them the legitimacy we need to carry through law. Then we can go ahead, switch to a parliamentary republic. Or we go ahead and not do that just yet. Grab universal suffrage first. 215, 212, and stop work on that. All right, let's begin. What? I have a different play. Declaring neutrality. How can I do the play? You might be fighting each other, but I'm going to fight you. Go back down. It's rather unfortunate. Can't do this because there's an active civil war. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have targeted them. I've just kind of locked Asturias in a state of total war. Because they can't wipe peace out. Oh, wow, universal suffrage. Okay, cool. We wait for the next election eagerly then. Vara backs down, leaving us with 1 fight left. We're going to fight Andalusia. We're going to fight Aquitaine. And on top of that, we're going to force them to recognize us as a great power. We're going to liberate Granada. We are Granada. Great tanks involved. Oh boy. All right, let's start actually prepping for this war. This is going to be a big one. I need 2 generals. An expert offensive planner, brilliant, and an offensive planner. You are going to be the main one. We just need you just in case this front splits. Oh, they did it. That's not what we want to see. Small arms, let's get on that. Doyle, you are. Give us another plus 15% offense defense. What are the stats like? Oh boy, they're in our favor. You leave? Oh, you leave me alone. Shortage of ironclad. Okay, let's switch over the shipyard that exists around here. Switch over to shipbuilding. So create only ironclads. And then let us grab ourselves an admiral. Please be a good one. Yeah, we'll find if we have a better one. I'm going to use you. Raid convoys here. The great tanks using those convoys. Doctrine iron steam. Yeah, we want offense. And we need to break through before the Tang get here. Our defense is solid though. Doesn't mean everything. It takes so long for these industries. Okay, here's our first push. We're against the Tang. We do push them. I need to start raiding them. Come on, start affecting their supply lines, please. Where are their supply lines? France, Great Tang's using that. France and Great Tang using that. I want to do it here. That appears to connect there. I don't know. You'd assume I was doing some sort of damage to them. Well, how many flotillas do you have? 259, so you can supply the army. That does mean we are in way over our depth. That's fine, though. That's fine. We're going to have to rely on the army to push forwards. Oh, that's a good defense right there, even though we blundered. Big kill rate. Huge kill. It's 3-1. Yeah, we're not pushing through that. Now, ordinarily, I'd love to naval invade Normandy. That's why I have this navy, but it's not going to work like that because we have to choose between our armies, right? The 63 and the 16. Usually, I'd send in the 16 to cause some chaos, but we need every able-bodied man on this front. Did we win that? What? We have more dead. Oh, it's just bugged. It just shows up as their morale's bad, but actually ours is, and we're fighting to the last. Okay, we do get attacked, but easily defend. We aren't going to be doing this forever. Maybe I should get some troops out of here. The raiding doesn't seem to be doing anything. That's not true at all. Okay. I can't move my troops out because otherwise they'll break through. But equally, I can't stay here because otherwise we'll lose. Well, I do have one option. North India HQ. Bring them in to supplement the loss of the 16. Soon to be a lot more than that, okay? There is no morale. So unfortunately, our men are fighting to the death because they really don't need to be fighting these wars. See what happens next. Yeah, we're sending them packing. We have an election coming in. Begin to lose. Need more clothing, really. Mobilize you. Send you to this front here. Then we'll naval evade with this lot. Try and split their troops because we're not pushing through on this one. Take 30 days to get here. Dude, he has no morale on any of these troops. How are they fighting? I think it might be bugged. Because look, there's 0 morale on any of these troops. They have nothing. Oh, hang on. We might sneak a victory here. No, yes, no. Oh, it's going to be close. 100% attrition. All right, Fuad, head home. A huge mistake. Wait, it's not Fuad that needs to go, is it? Who needs to go home? Abdullah Rahman. Send you home. You keep advancing. We push forwards. Yeah, we easily bounce them back. All right, you know what? We're doing it. Bear in mind, this is risky because that means we're no longer raiding these lot. I'll go one more battle. Hopefully it's a tang. It is. We might win this because their morale's so low. You know what? This strategy seems to be working. Damn, that's a lot of casualties we're taking, though. Come on, boys. That's a lot of casualties because that 15% kill rate combined with our casualties taken. Jesus Christ, that's painful. Yeah, we could have probably won that, but that's a lot of casualties we took. Okay, right, we're doing it. What can I do with Fuad? Oh, because he's embroiled in the battle? Okay, okay, here we go. This one's for all the marble. The kill rate on the defense is ridiculous. Let's have a look at what this is looking like in terms of dead. The French haven't actually done anything. We have got roughly double. We have lost a lot of troops. We can start to see their supplies tick up more. Bit of a Hail Mary this, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, that's a good one, 15 to 16. Let's see, we do get, oh, plus 20% provinces captured. This will be huge, especially considering we don't manage to land up here. That's a territory to take. Not ideal, that. 27 versus 15. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't try again. Basically, it's just us versus Tang. Bump our budget up a little bit, see if we can staying power. Armed forces are still loyal. We get forced back. Yeah, that's just not happening. Okay, send them back to the main front. Go back to raiding convoys. Peace deal from the French. They'll transfer Aquitaine and they'll conquer, means I can conquer Catalonia. But they won't recognize. Still think we can win this war. They have pushed us back. That's because I was dallying in the north. Yep, Great Tang's gone apparently. Oh, this is gonna be a slaughter. Okay, let's see if we can't get you to join in. And we'll escort convoys over here. Do on this end is change you to an industrial. Give us 5,600 convoys, which should give us convoys enough that you won't just instantly starve. Come on, give us a good battle. Come on, go bankrupt. Silent vision. Thing is, we have a larger army here by a factor of almost 2 to 1, and a better army. So the fact that we're not pushing forwards is mildly ridiculous in my opinion. The French loans they're doing, I think he's going bankrupt. And again, so am I. 1 or 2 good battles, come on. I'm not white piecing. No, you're close to bankruptcy. I just need to keep pushing. That size of loans modifier has been getting worse. One battle where we get more troops than they do. I don't understand why we don't have enough troops. He always starts with 40. He starts with half of his force, and we always start with about 1/10 of ours. Really frustrating. Go again. So you proposed a white peace when you were willing to accept. Okay, well, that makes us number 2 great power. We are underneath the French, of course. We have a larger GDP now. Our economy is well, it will fix itself over time. But I consider that a victory. I consider that avenging the Battle of Tours and conquering what the Muslims looked to be conquering. At one point, the Muslims did have, or the Arabs in this case, did have this land down here and were forced back over the mountains, but it did something like this. So I think I have achieved that. That was the 876 mod for Victoria 3. A lot of fun. I think I still prefer the 1444 E4 mod. I think that makes a bit more sense to me when you're seeing like this idea of nation state versus. It doesn't really make sense to have like industries in this time. I think. But it's still a lot of fun. Just ignore that voice crack. But still a lot of fun. And definitely worth checking out. So I will leave a link in the description for you to check out for yourself. Otherwise, please do make sure to like and subscribe because it really does help me out. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye. Huge shout out to our patrons, most notably Charlie Demerel, Crilly, Flyerton, JDow52, Cargon, Sjalmi, Lewis Wright, Nicole's Christ, QA Shard, Redguard, and ShadowSinger. Your support means a lot, guys. Whilst you're here, you might as well click on another video. I mean, it's literally right there.